What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. Give you a quick pre-market update. Market is going to be opening in roughly 3 minutes, but I want to give you an overview of why it is going higher today and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is up 1.13% this morning, did have a high of $4.54, showing signs that it does want to kind of move higher. I wanted to do the video right now only because we're able to see once the market does open if it actually does sell off as what it usually does, or if it is able to kind of hold these gains, if that makes sense. No official news from NIO itself, no SEC filings, but one thing that is really driving it higher is this over here. So popping over to IBKR. So what's going on with NIO's stock? So it does look like it was stated that the initial 12 to 16 month turnaround time has been reduced to 10 to 14 for Onvo. So that's very good. And aside from that, showing a lot of demand. So it shows more than 7,000 units of the L60 have been delivered to customers, signaling strong demand for the model. So that, in my opinion, is one of the biggest driving factors. And as well, over and above that, you have some kind of articles just talking on how NIO is getting bought up by large entities and stuff like that. And just to give you a quick overview of that is right here. So ownership, latest 13Fs, you do see some entities increasing their position, some selling, which is kind of normal. So you have some JP Morgan increasing their position, Ostrom, whatever that is, Perio. So yeah, some entities, big entities are buying at the same time. Some are selling, such as BlackRock. And in my opinion, I think a lot of those names that might have been selling were just in it just to lend out shares. So generally that's a good thing. Some points to really watch for today though is for it to get above that ALMA, which right now is $4.63. Aside from that, it is below all the key pivotal moving averages, so not necessarily the best. On a side note, NIO is very oversold, so potentially today's kind of that news could really push it higher. So we'll just have to wait and see how that does all turn out. But the market just opened and it looks like, as anticipated, it did kind of pull back and sell off. So time and time again, as soon as the market does open, it sells off, and that is always correlated with essentially options. And I wanted to do a pre-market video because I saw it abnormal, the fact that it was green and also shorts were active pre-market. So before the market even opened, they're increasing 1.16 million shares. So they definitely are out for blood today. 14.37% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 191.89 million shares overall are being shorted. I'll just hit refresh here just to see if there's any big transactions on the secondary market. There is one first thing. Regrettably, it is a sell for 117,000. So why these entities are selling, I'm not really sure, but you do at the same time, like I said, see a lot of articles and posts on various entities buying X amount of shares and whatever, but it's always delayed. Just be aware of that. So every time you see Fintel or even what I just showed you, all of that was from Q3. So it's not really new information. Just people like to kind of resurface it and stuff like that. But yeah, as of right now, it looks like it's going to be an interesting day. So $4.39. So like I mentioned, just watch for it to get above that ALMA. Aside from that, looking at some fib levels with it at $4.42, it is trading between these 2 points right now. So the S1 and this S2. So $4.32 is going to be the strong support. Hasn't been touched so far today. And then $4.89 is going to be that next strong target / resistance. But there's just a lot of blood in the market right now. So the algorithms are really going to try to suppress a lot of stocks, including NIO. You can see NASDAQ is down 0.95, S&P down 0.58, Dow is down 0.26. So yeah, it is what it is. Like I've already stated in the past, I think NIO definitely does like blow a lot of American EVs out of the water operationally, but at the same time, because of it being a Chinese EV, that's kind of also at the same time its curse. So it's kind of a good thing, bad thing. When it comes to profitability, eventually once that is obtained, then the stock price and operations will kind of more align. Until then, you are going to have these gaps and this blatant manipulation that does happen with NIO. But like I said, it's just a waiting game. You just have to be patient, and the market seems to be getting a little bit hit more and more. Fear and greed index at the same time is starting to pull down, so it is at 59, meaning people's appetite for risk is also diminishing. So this is why you'll see less individuals buying the dip, if that makes sense, rather than just kind of participating in it. And the market's been only open 3 minutes, so take this with a grain of salt. 55,000 in calls, 31,000 in puts. So far, 58% of all the options being done today are bearish. And this is actually a very good learning lesson and a very good example of what I mean. So a lot of puts are being purchased, right? So of course, someone buys a put because they anticipate the stock price to go down. So what they essentially, how that all works or comes to be is technically they try to suppress the stock price once the market opens. So they buy puts, bring the price down at the same time, and then that's how they kind of make a lot of good money. And of course, what they could always do is be shorting it, right? Because by shorting, by increasing your position, you are adding selling pressure. So if they buy a put and also short it at the same time, you kind of make double the money. So it is what it is. And all of this happens because entities are not buying NIO. If there was sufficient amount of big money buying, they'd be adding support. This kind of crap that happens pre-market wouldn't really jive. It wouldn't work, right? So yeah, it is what it is. I wish I had better news for all of you, but it does look like it wants to really just break NIO technically. So just watch for 432, and then if it does break below that, then that means the L8 wave technicals are probably going to come to fruition. So it is going to be the high threes next. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Even though NIO does whatever the hell it wants sometimes, take advantage of this promo. It does give you 8 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is a kick-ass deal. And then aside from that, I did launch memberships where I have access to a private Discord where I give signals on, buy signals on stocks and options. Definitely take a look at that. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.